Up next, Take Two Reviews, starring Jake Pyre and Paul Malone. Welcome to Take Two Reviews. I'm Jake Pyre.
And I'm Paul Malone.
Due to it being the holidays, we thought we would throw in a little special holiday movie. So we're going to push back Hereditary. It's actually going to be next week. But this week, we're going to review Home Alone. Now, before we get started on that, though...
So I got a movie for Jake, he's got a movie for me. We're festive today.
Alright,
So here's a movie in a stocking. Yeah, okay, good.
Fury, dude, yeah. And Monuments Men, that's a great World War II
Now, I haven't seen
movie.
either of these, but...
Both of them, great. World War II's collection.
Yeah, but I assume... I
appreciate this one, man. This is a good one.
Oh, dude. I will be entertained!
Are you not entertained?
I will be entertained!
See, it's funny because that's actually was on my list of movies that Paul has not seen. So
yes.
So now he's got to watch that.
Well, that'll be a good watch.
Yeah. So now that we got that out of the way,
we just finished watching Home Alone. It wasn't the first time I'd seen it.
Classic movie.
Absolutely.
Kevin McAllister, this is the kickoff to his career right here. He has such a phenomenal way with acting at such a young age. Like you were saying, how he can portray his emotions really good compared to, an average adult actor.
I would say most kids at his age that he was when he made that movie, they do not have the command of expression in terms of facial expression, physical expression, or vocal expression that Macaulay Culkin is giving in just about like every take.
Right. Now it was funny too that they got Joe Pesci to play this role of a criminal. Yeah. I mean, he's no shy to being a criminal, but it's just funny because this is such like a wholesome movie, and you got a gangster to play a criminal.
Joe Pesci's character Harry, he really doesn't need the other guy he's working with, Marv.
Marv blows it for him in the end.
Yeah.
Wet bandits.
Yeah. Marv gets him caught. Marv slows him down.
You make me sick, Marv. You really make me sick.
You're really sick, Marv. Kevin, you're such a disease.
Look what you did, you little jerk. See, this movie's so quotable, too. It's so well written that it can be quotable. Like, every line you can almost say, and people be like, Home Alone.
John Hughes is very distinctive in his writing.
And
it stands out in a way that you remember.
Right. And this was directed by Chris Columbus, who did the third episode of Harry Potter.
Right. Prisoner of Azkaban, which... probably my favorite Harry Potter. Also, John Williams.
John Williams. I forgot about that.
Oof.
I didn't realize, it's been so long since I've seen this movie that I didn't realize that John Williams was part of that. He wrote the score for this movie. And so it's like, of course it's John Williams. That's such an incredible score. Especially a Christmas score.
Yeah.
They tied together in there.
They tied together like old Christmas carols and like fun kind of, new Christmas boppy songs.
Right.
The editor for this was Raja Gosnell. He did Scooby-Doo. A lot of interesting contributions from different people in film here.
Yeah.
A lot of good creators just came together with this.
Right.
And I think we're very fortunate that they were all there when they were there.
It's a very well done masterpiece. That's like classic to Christmas.
For one thing, I wouldn't say this is perfectly realistic.
Well, obviously, I mean, the criminals definitely could have been a lot smarter with how they went about some of that stuff. If an iron would have fallen on your head, that would probably kill you.
Oh, yeah.
Like, at least, like, damage you to, like, where you can't get up after that. Or, like, at least make you think, wow, maybe I shouldn't pursue this kid some more.
After a certain point, I think by the time they get into the house, it's just personal. Like, they don't even... They're not even after what's in the house anymore. They just want to get this kid.
Get that revenge.
Because if it was just about the house, after that beating, you'd just go.
One thing that I really liked about this movie is the subplot of the old man. And that's such a touching part of the movie. Because he comes across as such, like, a man who murdered his family. And then Kevin's afraid of him for so long.
But he's our Obi-Wan Kenobi.
Yeah.
He's our old wizard with, like, the truth.
The editing was so well done, too. Like, they had a lot of scenes where it'd be, like, Kevin, after he just got done shoplifting, he's like, I'm a criminal. And then it cuts to the criminals.
Just doing their dastardly deeds.
The wet bandits.
Mm-hmm. Or he sits up in bed and he's like, Mom! And then we cut to the plane just...
Taking Mom away across the country.
Yep, Mom's gone, dude. So just a lot of smart cuts like that.
The two criminals are bickering in the van, they're pulling out of the driveway, and they're about to, smash Kevin. And it shows a wide angle of the car coming forward, and you see Dodge, the brand name on it, so it's like, Dodge, Kevin, but he's like, ah!
Yeah, we just get like this full frame of,
ah! He doesn't even flinch, too, he's just like straight up just, ah!
That was kind of like a recurring gag in this film. It's just people standing and screaming.
I like the recurring, keep the change, you filthy animal, that whole movie bit.
The people who made this had to make that fake gangster movie for this.
That's cool.
Yeah, it's layers, man.
Yeah, that is really, really well done then.
Snakes.
Where have I heard that name before?
I don't know no snakes.
But yeah, but we're gonna sleep on this movie. Obviously, we've already seen this before a couple times, so probably not much we'll really have different thoughts on, but we'll see.
Merry Christmas and welcome back to Take Two Reviews. We're going to talk about Home Alone now. We watched it yesterday.
Now, a lot of factors in this movie, so let's dig right into it.
Alright.
Screenplay.
Okay, right at the top, I'm a little biased here because John Hughes is probably one of my favorites in all of the movies. A lot of recurring moments, a lot of lines being called back.
The statue at the front of the house gets knocked over like I can't even count.
The pizza guy gets it like twice.
The police officer gets it.
The robbers get it a couple times.
The criminals knock it over one time.
And the electrical guy, the people who show up with the vans from the airport.
Yep.
Like,
I think that's hilarious. And they do it in different ways. Like, you'll see some people like knock it over and pick it back up, but then sometimes you'll just see it knocked over and like the cop, like when they're at the house knocking in, check on Kevin.
Mm-hmm.
You see that like the statue's knocked over and the car's like kind of over it.
Mm-hmm.
So I thought that was pretty funny. That's a really cool reoccurring part, I thought.
There's different ways that we're presented with dialogue in this film, and it's not terribly unique, but like we have conversations between characters. We have a lot of characters talking to themselves, like Kevin.
Yeah.
He's mostly talking to himself for a lot of the film.
Mostly just, to give,
like what's
the audience clue what he's doing,
and then
what he's going to do.
We even have a few flashbacks of his family of what they said to him.
Oh, yeah.
So that's all written in.
Yeah, and all those are good quotes.
Mm-hmm.
Literally every single one of those.
That's another thing. Everything that's written in here is so quotable.
It's hard to make a perfect script, but this was pretty well done.
7.
A lot of thought went into this one.
The subplot with the old man. That was a heavy thing we talked about.
Yeah.
I liked that a lot. That brought our story around because he kind of saves the day in the end. He's the one that teaches Kevin the main lesson.
You think he's going to be the villain in the beginning, but it turns out he's the one who kind of saves him.
Yeah.
But, yeah. So I'd give this probably an 8.
I'm going to say 7, but I'm happy with this. Good job, John Hughes. Thank you.
Acting. Now, we covered a little bit of this, at least.
Most kids can't do that when they're as small as he was.
To be able to express emotions at that young of an age is a really, really extremely rare gift.
Even little things just like this. Their cars are still here. They didn't go to the airport. Catherine O'Hara.
Good mom.
Yeah.
Good mom.
Yeah, she does. She plays this like good, frantic, but like
yet sweet and loving.
Yeah, still caring and like.
But a strict mother too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because she has to deal with all those kids. I can't imagine, dude.
Yeah, all of the like the interactions she has with Kevin in the house and stuff feels just really genuine and like believable family. Now, like those two guys, they weren't good criminals, but they were very distinct characters.
And it's not like they were really heavy on like being the bad guys. It's almost like they're kind of funny too. They may get a couple laughs.
Yeah.
They're comic relief almost in this movie.
It's a lot of physical comedy. Most of the laughs come from these guys just getting it.
Yeah, really getting it from a 10-year-old.
Getting bopped.
But another special cameo in this one, John Candy.
Oh God, yes. Yamahuji Polka.
Come on, play it.
AKA Kiss Me Polka Polka Polka.
Come on,
Let's
play it.
Polka.
She's like, nah.
No, it's got spit
really.
on it.
Come on.
No, I miss John Candy. I'm pretty sure at least half of his scenes in that were improvised. He only had like 2 scenes.
Well, obviously.
But I'm pretty sure that scene was mostly improvised just on his part.
So acting again, just because of Macaulay Culkin and his child acting, I'd have to give this a 9.
9?
9. Because like you don't get that a lot. You really don't. Mm-hmm. Like a lot of movies, the kid characters are always lacking in something. But this one, it's like he's a good actor he's perfect for this role.
Yeah,
I
couldn't have seen anybody else other than Macaulay. We would be living in a different world.
Alright, so yeah, I'm giving this a 9.
I'll say 8. But again, pretty happy with it.
All right.
Good cast. So that score then.
Going into this, I completely forgot John Williams did the score. So when I saw his name, I was like, of course he did the score. I mean, it's so memorable. Of course it's John Williams.
I love he works in these like sinister
yeah,
the bad guys.
Yep.
And then you have like these just cheery, jingling kind of tunes.
Makes you feel like you're like you could watch it in the middle of summer and feel like it's Christmas.
The sequence, like where Kevin is setting up for the big confrontation, he's gearing up his house, he's setting all the booby traps, that montage, the music that we have through then, where it's like a blend of our Home Alone, Kevin defending the home score, and Carol of the Bells, it's just like those two blended together, it's glorious.
Yeah, one thing I'll point out too, like whenever you see the church, the score adds church bells then.
Yeah.
And I thought that was cool. I'd give it an 8 as well.
This one really does it for me. I want to say 9 on that one. Good job.
Sound editing.
Biggest thing that stands out to me for that immediately is the furnace in the basement.
Oh, okay, yeah, with the clanking shot.
Because you have like these ghostly wails and like the pipes creaking and and the hello, Kevin.
Shut up. So I'd give this, about a 5 for average.
I can go with that.
Because it didn't do anything bad with special effects. It didn't really do anything good with special effects.
Yeah. There's nothing that tripped me up where I was like, oh, that sounded bad.
Right. Right.
So that was fun.
Art and design.
So like very, very Christmassy film.
Yes.
And that's part of the art and design there.
You got all the Christmas lights everywhere. Everyone's, wearing Christmas stuff.
Mm-hmm.
It's set in the, early 90s, so... but also they didn't have to do much because... it was set in modern times then.
Pretty much. It was released, we figured out what, the 1990s when that was released.
Yeah.
And it was set just kind of right around then.
Yeah. I liked Harry's gold tooth.
Yeah.
That did a lot, I think, because that shows you basically, in the beginning, that cop there, that doesn't seem like a good cop.
Yeah.
And that twinkle is kind of sinister a bit.
Yeah.
But art and design, I'd also give this about...
I'll say 6.
I'd give this an average, because like I said, they didn't do much for it, but they didn't do anything, that really, took it back a notch, so...
I say 6 because baseline average, but then it's a Christmas thing, and I think you gave the Christmas feel very well throughout the whole picture.
Right.
That's a lot of Christmas production stuff that you got to pull together, and they did it really nicely.
Right. Cinematography.
Some really interesting shots in this. The Dodge thing coming up.
Yeah, that was
the
cool.
shot of Kevin seeing Harry behind him and the reflection of the ornament coming up in the mirror.
I like the whole toboggan scene.
Yeah, when he's going down the stairs,
Whoa,
the point of view of...
Whoa! Man, he says whoa so many times in that movie.
We gotta go back and count the whoas and count the... There's so many just stand-in screams in this movie. It's
the main character is a kid, so
yeah.
There's gotta be some repetitive lines.
Oh, okay, another shot when they're just panning across the faces of all of his annoyed relatives.
Yes, and then they do that again when it's completely empty. See, I come from a big house, so it's really eerie for me to come home and it's completely quiet. So I feel that he obviously has never had that happen to him before. So he's like.
See, I didn't even take that scene in the same way because I don't have that same context.
Yeah.
But yeah, it would be real weird.
You see all his family, and then none of his family.
Not all of the family?
None of them.
Pretty much every shot where we see the old man, particularly when they meet in the church, the shots are always way looking up, exaggerated looking up, and it's looking way down at Kevin.
Right.
And that gives me some good feelings picture-wise as well.
Makes you feel like you're looking up at it.
Mm-hmm. It's a charming film, but there are some sort of subtle, creepy subtleties to some of the moments.
For sure.
Like the outside just kind of building tension of something's going to happen soon.
Oh yeah.
Like when the branch comes down on the... and then the pushing on the Santa and the...
Yeah, that's
spooky.
That is spooky.
So just for all the little shots like that. See, it's not particularly beautifully shot, but it's interestingly shot. So for me, I'll say 7.
I was going to say 7 too.
I'll say 7.
Special effects. Not a whole lot other than the firecrackers, the fire,
the spider.
The spider. Oh, well, you could kind of tell the spider was fake though when it was right here. I mean,
yeah.
You just had to get like one look at it and be like, oh, that's clearly rubber.
Yeah, I think they could have done better with that.
Yeah,
Get like a toy that moves or something.
I'd give it a 5 because it's just there's not a lot.
I'm actually gonna say 4.
4 because of the spider. Yeah.
Yeah.
I was gonna say because he pointed that out immediately as soon as he saw it. He's like, well, that's
fake.
That's fake. So yeah, I'll give it a 5. Editing was well done. Editing was really good.
Yeah, there were a lot of real smart cuts, and you feel it throughout.
Well, also you got the Dodge van that we talked about, you know.
Yeah, and what you mentioned with the TV show that he keeps using.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Oh, we see the criminals doing bad stuff. They're stealing from a house, and then we cut to "You're a mean one."
Yes,
Grinch,
that was
and
really
he's stealing
cool.
stuff in the old cartoon.
Yeah,
that's another one.
Yeah, that was really well done.
Like just stuff like that. All the transitions were pretty natural. There was a few plain wipes and fade and things like that. Nothing special.
See, with editing, it's usually the small stuff that gets the victories. I'm gonna give that an A as well.
I'll say 8 for editing.
Picture. Overall picture.
So out of 20 points, Home Alone. This
is a 90s film. You got keep that in consideration because they didn't have, really cool effects that could add into this. They had to work with what they had.
They were working with a different tool set.
Right.
As are we.
So you have to keep that in consideration. But other than the stuff they can't really, do a whole lot with, they exceeded in a lot of other places here.
Right. This is very well story and musically and character driven by the actors.
It's
good piece.
If you're looking for a good Christmas movie with supreme acting, this would be the movie for you.
And just tremendous comedy timing.
Oh,
and physical comedy.
Done.
Used to the best.
And half of that was Macaulay Culkin and Joe Pesci and the other criminal's name. Mm-hmm. And they were well done, man.
You can definitely do physical comedy wrong.
Little slapstick, too, for Home Alone.
Yeah.
It's like a little bit of Three Stooges of it with the criminals.
Absolutely. They took some cues from older folks.
I'm going to give this a solid 15. 15 out of 20.
For you?
Yeah. Yeah.
Me too.
Because they did pretty well with what they had.
So. Home Alone 15.
Yeah.
And I'm happy.
So we're going to go ahead and add up our scores here.
We've finished the calculations for our scores for Home Alone. So my number I arrive at altogether is 69 out of 100.
And mine was 70 out of 100, leaving us to the average of 69.5 out of 100, which is actually the same exact score we got for Bad Times at El Royale. So this is...
So would you watch Home Alone again?
I would definitely watch it again. I've watched it every Christmas.
Yeah.
So far.
It's the kind of thing you keep on your shelf, you keep it around, you pick it up again when the season, it's time.
It's one of those classics that, it's a tradition to watch,
And it's a riot.
It's a riot, yeah. It's so fun to, it's something for the whole family, too. Everyone can watch this one. So, check out our next video where we review Hereditary. It'll be dropping next Saturday. And we're going to end this with a quote. Is it secret? Is it safe? John Williams, are you a wizard? I kind of need to know this. Macaulay Culkin.
Good try.
Welcome to Take Two Reviews, where we don't give a shit.
And Merry Christmas.